12 here on The Big Debate. Good afternoon, everybody. Casa Alom here with you until 12:30, and I really want you to get involved with this bit. It's time for Big Debate's Little Debate, where you get in touch with the show about an idea that you want to discuss. This week, Zainab wrote to The Big Debate about whether men expect women to do all the tidying within the workplace. What do you have to say in response to this? Are men lazy when it comes to cleaning? Do they expect the woman to naturally take charge of cleaning duties? Or do you disagree? Are chores shared in your household? Here to discuss this with me, Zainab Shapuri, who got in touch about this, and also Rai Singh, who's a Bhangra artist, went to boarding school as well. Rai, how are you?
I am very fine, thank you. What about you? Okay?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Looking forward to chatting to you a little bit more about this in a moment. But first, let's go to Zainab, who got in touch. Zainab, thanks for your initial message. Tell us, where did this all come from for you?
Hi, Katha. Well, this came about where I've been working for like over 10 years now in various workplaces. I've worked in mixed gender workplaces and ladies only as well. And I always found that generally men don't lift a finger in the workplace. It's always women doing all the cleaning up after them, even though they would use the cutlery or, whatever. They use the microwave, they use the kettle. It's always the women who are cleaning up afterwards. And even generally, like when you look around, there's not many men cleaners out there.
Mm.
It's always ladies who are applying for cleaning jobs, even though they advertise for men as well.
So why do you think this is, and how does this make you feel, first of all?
I don't know, because the way I've been brought up is my parents shared the duties around the house. No matter if it was cleaning, if it was cooking, taking care of the kids, working. My parents did joint the responsibilities, and that's the way I've been brought up. I've been brought up to work as a team.
Yeah. So
not for
Zainab, sorry, I just want to ask you a question about this, actually. How does it make you... Tell me what it... Clearly, you must be pretty annoyed, pretty frustrated if, you're able to now come on the programme and talk about this. How does it make you feel? What have you said to people? What have you said to the men when you're like, look, you got to clean up after yourself?
Oh, yeah, it annoys me a lot. And, not in my current workplace, but in my current workplace, my colleague's quite good. He does take the bin out or he will clean up after himself. But previously, where I've brought it up, it's just gone over their head. And they just expect it. I'm the kind of person that I don't like mess.
Yeah.
So I would do it anyway without questioning. But it is annoying to a certain extent as well. And I find that it's just this generation.
A lot of frustration.
A lot of frustration. And this generation don't pull the finger out. Like we offer young adults apprenticeships, and the way we do it is it's like every week I have to keep on telling the lads, clean up your dishes, wash your dishes, even though there's notices put around the room, clean your rubbish away. They don't do it.
Do you feel that the boys are more entitled?
They will not do it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, listeners? 81869, get in touch with me. Also, give me a ring, 03459 440 445. Do you think Zainab's got a point? Are boys, men at work and just around the household lazy, not lifting a finger, as Zainab said? What are your thoughts? Get in touch. Rai, you were listening there to Zainab. What are your thoughts to what to Zainab saying?
I partially agree with her, not fully. Not at all, because you need to remember one thing: all the fingers are not the same. Yeah. See, because like she said, she's been brought up in a family where we do all teamwork. The same way I've been brought up in a boarding school, all men. Yeah. We clean our own clothes. We cook. We do our hair. We polish our shoes. We brush. We do clean the rooms and everything. I did that for 15 years of my life, and my brother. So that just shows not all men are like that, firstly. Secondly, I've been brought up as a single parent. My mother passed away when I was very small. So my father, he cleans, cooks, and everything, and he's a man. There you go. So that just shows another point that every man's not like that. And because I'm a singer, I'm an artist. Even on the sets, one of my songs, not one of my songs, all of them, when we have dances, there was my song called Rani. We had 11 female dancers and one assistant female director. We didn't order food from our side. I bought the food that my dad cooked, who is a man, and I served them, and my cousin brother served them, who are men too. And we make sure they ate, and then we did the dishes, even though I'm the artist, and I still did that. So back to the point that men don't do that. I don't, like I said, I partially agree to that. But she got a point though. It's the fact that it's the way how your upbringing is as well. Definitely, it's because nowadays it's because humans are social animals. We observe things. We just like a sponge. Whatever you look, that's what you're gonna react to and act to.
What are your thoughts? Zainab, what are your thoughts? What Rai's saying?
I mean, yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with what you're saying. I didn't come in here and say that all men are like that. And it is socially. You do have to look at the social background as well of how everyone's been brought up. For example, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone in my family, all the men in my family are doing it. My brother is very lazy, and he's the youngest of the family. He will not even pick up the dishes and put them in the sink after he's used them. So, I'm not saying everyone in my family have been brought up the same way. I mean, my mom's taught him, but he doesn't bother to do it. Whereas the vice versa, that I've got a young son. He's 11, and he helps me clean up, do the dishes, he helps with the cooking, he'll do the hoover, everything, because that's the way I brought him up to do.
So that's how you will do it.
Agree.
It's about the way you're raised as well. Zainab,
How you're raised, yeah.
Thank you very much. Rai, do you agree? What is it about kids these days? Do you think that they're raised differently?
I think you know what it is. I think there's two different things there. We should not put a gender to laziness, to be honest with you, because I know women who are very lazy. I know men who are very lazy too. But like you said, nowadays generation, yeah, I think so. I mean, all they wanted to sit and they're very technical with the gadgets and stuff. I mean, I got a nephew who is, I think, 4 or 5, and he knows how to use an iPhone. And when I was 5, I
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? So I think it's a lot to do with technology as well,
Indeed. 18 past 12 here on The Big Debate. Right, we're going to go to a quick track. I want to know your thoughts when we're back on this. Give me a ring, 03459 440 445. Text 81869. Who does the cooking, the cleaning in your house? Do women actually do more? Does Zainab have a point that it's about your upbringing? What are your thoughts on that? And also, you as a parent, do you teach your sons and daughters to both do the same in your house, to clean, to cook? Get in touch. I want to hear your stories. 12:21, here on The Big Debate. Let's get straight back into it then. Big debates, little debate here. Zainab Shapuri got in touch saying that men are lazy when it comes to cleaning. We've also got Rai here, Rai Singh, Bhangra artist, also went to boarding school and says, don't say all men because that's not the case at all. It's about to go off here because we've got Nahid who's got in touch with the programme from Leicester who wants to have a little word here. But before that, I need to read this message out. What are your thoughts to this WhatsApp from Samira saying men are lazy from birth. They just don't care about keeping anything clean. They do things wrong on purpose, so they're not asked to do it again. Do you agree with Samira? Do you think she's been unfair? Get in touch. 81869. Right, I know you're chomping at the bit to come to this, but, but I can see your face there. But before that, let's go to Nahid, who's got in touch with the programme on that. Nahid, what do you make of Samira's message?
I get where she's coming from, but I mean, like I said in my text, I've worked in a company here for 8 years, and everyone, like the cleaners, the porters, in fact, even the bin men that come in now, they're all male. We've had cleaners, in fact, change over the years, and I've only ever seen male cleaners that come in at night, and I've worked in different venues as well, so like catering venues, and all the cleaners there, the porters, the pot washers, they've all been men. I've never seen a female pot washer.
And what about in family and at home, Nahid?
At home, I mean, right now, like, for example, my mum works long hours. My dad gets home before my mum does. He does a lot of the cleaning in the house. weekends he's at home, he'll help out with the kitchen, he'll make breakfast or he'll make himself lunch, and he'll always clean up after himself. My brothers have been the same. They're all independent and they clean up a lot. I have an uncle who's a single parent. He doesn't let his daughters come into the kitchen. You know, they're old enough to help out and cook, but he'll take over the kitchen. He'll do the cooking and cleaning by himself.
Really interesting that you're saying that, Naheed. Do you think men get a bad rep here, or what do you make of what Zainab was saying?
Yeah, I think they're not appreciated as much as they should be, because they do a lot. I think seeing my brothers, my uncles, and you know, my own father doing stuff like that. So I think they are underappreciated.
Okay, we'll come back to
We
Zainab.
should thank all men.
Seriously, Naheed?
Yeah.
Who's paid you to say that? No, Rai here is shaking. You know what? He's like doing a fist pump here. What are your thoughts on this, Rai?
Firstly, I'm impressed. No, I mean, there you go. You know, like you said, men are not being appreciated that much. But there are some men, maybe. But I don't even know one single man who's like that. Firstly,
Yeah.
so I can't really say that. You know, a person would say some things if they know someone or if they've been experienced it. You know, I haven't. So I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, some men are like that. I don't know.
Do you think those stereotypes have moved on, Naheed and Rai?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with women, I feel like sometimes, I'm not saying it's all women, but I don't like it when a woman says, oh, you know, like, I've done the cleaning and I've had to do the cooking and everything's like a woman's job. And, you know, and I hate that men sometimes do that. We'll say, oh, you know, go to the kitchen, it's the woman's place. It's not like that anymore, I think.
Yeah, no, I fully agree.
Like, even with my sister, she's married, and her and her husband, they both share the work. You know, he'll cook some days, she'll do the cleaning, and then the other days they'll swap over.
What are your thoughts?
Completely different.
Rai? Do you think that's moved on?
Yeah, I mean, because firstly, you know, you need to understand women. You know, they're very emotional. They're emotional beings. And,
so are men, though. You can't just say women are.
No, I
emotional
mean
beings.
the way they've been designed by God, they have to give birth. They have to look. I mean, you know, it's a powerful thing, man. I mean, I don't think a man can do that. Honestly, that pain and that. Firstly, salute to that. You know, I mean, they're emotionally being, so obviously they need to be appreciated now and then. Not now and then, all the time, man. And
how do you feel about Naheed? How do you feel about Rai saying you're an emotional being? Do you take that as a compliment? Do you just think that's a fact, or do you actually question that? What are your thoughts, Naheed?
I think it's a fact. I mean, for myself right now, where the position I am at work, there's not been many females that have been in this position, and it is tough. And I see why some women haven't been in the position, because I get quite emotional. If I'm under pressure or if I'm having a bad day, I try not to show it. I try and stay strong, but secretly I am quite emotional. But, you know, when it comes to work, the main thing is not to show it. Even at home, you kind of have to get up and just go on with the day. You do get some men that will say, oh, I've got a flu and I'm not going to do the kitchen today, or I'm too ill to do anything. And I see that women do just get up and get on with it.
Yeah.
We don't have days where we just sit in bed and not do anything.
Well, you just can't afford to, can you? 81869.
Yeah.
I want to know people's thoughts here. Get involved with Naheed and Rai here as well. I mean, are those stereotypes now over, or is that still something that you see in your family, in your community? 81869. Let's read a couple of messages out then, Rai. I want to get your thoughts on this. This WhatsApp says, I've got a story. When I was younger, my mum told me to pick up the dishes. I told her it's not my job. I'm not a girl. My mum flipped. And since that day, my mum punished me for my attitude. I had to pick up the dishes from the table, not my sister. That was 15 years plus life sentence. But it changed me for life, made me the man I am. It's all about the way you're raised, right?
definitely, man. Definitely, I fully agree to that. It's just, I don't know. You can take an example from animals. You know, if you have a pet, if you, it's the way you'd raise them. Honestly, if you have a dog or a cat or anything, they can be very brutal. They can be very kind.
And it's the way that you're raised.
It's the way you raise them.
It's a good
man,
point
honestly.
there. Let's go to Kieran, not Kieran's real name, but wants to remain anonymous on the programme. Kieran, what are your thoughts on this? Do you agree it's about upbringing? What do you think about men?
Yes, I certainly agree with the upbringing because I'm not going to speak about anybody else. I will just speak about myself and my family members and how we've been. Steve, my brothers, I have 3 brothers, and none of them have ever picked up a dish. I'm not going to lie, they've never done anything because my mom's always said, until I am alive, you 3 do not need to do anything. And well, that was nice of her to say that, but the worst part is it's like when they get married and then they have wives, they expect the wives to do everything for them, which I think isn't the right thing because you can't always depend on other people to do everything for you. Your mum's a different story, but when it comes to your wives, they need helping out. They need things doing as well. You can't just expect them to cook, clean, look after kids and look after you as well. Like my partner, he does nothing, absolutely nothing. And I do blame his mum. His mum.
Well, you need to tell him, don't you, Kieran?
Sorry, say that again?
You need to tell him, don't you?
I have, but do you know what he said to me? He said to me, if my mum had told me from a young age to do my things myself, he said, today you wouldn't have this issue.
Wow.
So he blames his mum. He said it himself.
Kieran,
That's a lazy man.
exactly. Kieran, Naheed, thank you very much for your time. Rai, also thank you for your time.